Have you ever imagined that the most feared woman in Mexico isn't a politician, a police officer, or even a drug lord who has been in power for decades, but rather a beautiful Instagram influencer who poses with a pink AK-47, has 3 children, and posts glamorous photos of herself on a yacht, a Ferrari, and expensive designer handbags? This is the story of Claudia Ochoa Felix, a woman whose life straddles 2 worlds, the world of luxury and fame, and the dark world of blood and power. The media calls her the Kim Kardashian of the Sinaloa Cartel. Others believe she is the Empress of Los Antrax, the shadowy leader of Mexico's most feared death squad. But the question is, who is the real Claudia? Is she simply a victim of slander and public misunderstanding? Or is there a cunning mastermind behind her beautiful uniform, hiding behind a smile and the spotlight? Let's explore her story. Claudia Ochoa Felix was born on January 15, 1987 in Culiacan, Sinaloa, a city known as one of Mexico's most dangerous drug cartel strongholds, the heart of the Sinaloa Cartel itself. She grew up like most people there, not poor but not in abundance either. But her destiny changed drastically, not because she got involved in drugs, but because of Instagram. In her late 20s, Claudia became a viral sensation online. Her photos were everywhere. She had model-like features, a Kardashian-like body, and a lavish lifestyle that looked like someone with cartel money. Her Instagram feed was filled with private jets, luxury cars, Rolex watches, designer handbags, and even military-grade firearms. But one stood out the most, a bright pink AK-47. The weapon became her trademark, sexy, absurd, yet terrifying. To her followers, Claudia seemed to be living a dream. But behind that dream, a nightmare began to take shape. Claudia began to associate with Los Antrax, a hitman group known as the armed wing of Ismael el Zambada's faction, one of the top bosses within the Sinaloa Cartel. However, what many people don't know is that the Sinaloa Cartel isn't a single organization controlled by one man. It's more like a federation of powerful factions, each led by a different leader, with their own territories, operations, and loyal forces. Los Antrax aren't just personal bodyguards. They are elite assassins tasked with protecting El Mayo's interests, intimidating enemies, and eliminating anyone who threatens the cartel's empire. And they're not the only ones. There are other factions, such as that of Joaquin El Chapo Guzman, before his capture. Each group operates almost independently, though still under the banner of the Sinaloa Cartel. So while most people imagine a single drug lord controlling everything, that's not the case. The Sinaloa Cartel is more like a giant criminal enterprise with multiple CEOs running their own bloody divisions. The original leader of Los Antrax, José Rodrigo Arechiga Gamboa, better known as El Chino Antrax, was a flamboyant figure, much like Claudia. He didn't hesitate to flaunt his lavish lifestyle on social media, complete with cars, parties, and guns. However, things changed drastically in 2014. El Chino Antrax was arrested, and suddenly Claudia Ochoa Felix's name was everywhere. Word began to spread quickly on Twitter, Facebook, and even international news outlets. Many claimed that Claudia had replaced El Chino as the new leader of Los Antrax. Some even whispered that they were romantically involved. Whether true or not, the internet had already crowned her the Empress of Los Antrax. Headlines began to appear. El Chapo's Kim Kardashian of the criminal world. Claudia Ochoa Felix, the Queen of Antrax. For the media, it was the perfect storm. Beautiful women, guns, power, and cartel connections. A golden combination for clickbait. But amidst the frenzy, Claudia denied it all. She insisted she had no ties to the cartel, no involvement in Los Antrax, and no criminal record. In fact, it was true. She had never been charged with any crime. So who was Claudia really? Was she telling the truth? Or was she playing the most brazen role, hiding in plain sight? Let's pause here because one thing is certain. Claudia knew exactly what she was doing. Every photo, every selfie, every pose with a gun or a wad of cash was all part of a strategy to build her image. She created her own persona, not an artist, not a musician, but an icon of narco culture. A phenomenon where crime became a lifestyle and an aesthetic. The cartels are no longer just about blood and bullets, they're also about luxury, fashion, and prestige. Gold, custom guns, expensive cars, and narco corrido songs glorifying the cartel bosses. And amidst it all, Claudia stands as the unofficial queen of that culture, an influencer of the criminal underworld. She takes the glamorous side of cartel life and transforms it into a beautiful image behind an Instagram filter. In her personal life, Claudia has 3 children with Juan Carlos El Chavo Felix, a man who had connections to the Sinaloa Cartel even before they were married. El Chavo and his brother El Güero Felix were known to hang out at parties and clubs with members of the El Mayo Zambada faction and prominent Los Antrax figures like El Chino Antrax and El Mayito Gordo, El Mayo's son. Photos of them often circulated: parties, drinks, women, and a lavish lifestyle. Narco corrido songs even mention that El Chavo worked closely with the El Mayo faction, a sign of his trust and importance. He may not have been an official member of Los Antrax, but his ties to the group existed long before their marriage. And when he finally married Teresita Zambada Ortiz, daughter of Ismael El Mayo Zambada, his status immediately skyrocketed, becoming the son-in-law of the cartel's top boss, and automatically close to his heir, El Mayito Flaco. From there, he entered Mexico's most dangerous circles of power. After the arrest of El Chino Antrax, the media began to spin a new story, writing that Claudia was romantically involved with the Los Antrax leader. In reality, El Chino was already married to a woman named Uriana Castillo Torres. However, the rumors persisted. Many believe that El Chino was naturally weak with women, and reports of his closeness to Claudia only reinforced the mysterious image of the Empress. True or not, simply being associated with a figure as powerful as El Chino was enough to make her name explode. Because in a world like this, being near power can be more dangerous than having power itself. Sometimes, simply being seen around danger is enough to give her an aura of power. That proximity may have also given her access to a life of luxury, parties, travel, and her iconic pink AK-47. She didn't need to pull a trigger to live like a narco. But as usual, the media craves sensationalism. Many major news stories have called her the Empress of Los Antrax, even a high-ranking female assassin in El Chapo's cartel, but not all of them are true. Many of the photos used by the media turned out not to be of Claudia, but of other sicaya, female hitmen. In reality, Claudia was closer to the El Mayo Zambada faction, not El Chapo Guzman. And from what the public knows, she seems to simply enjoy the benefits of her powerful circle.
She may have used those connections to fund her lifestyle and build her image, but she was never convicted of murder or ordering the murder of anyone. But on September 14, 2019, the story ended tragically. Claudia Ochoa Felix was found dead in her private home on Isla Musala, Culiacán. She was only 32 years old. The official cause: pulmonary aspiration due to a drug overdose, following a night of partying with an unknown man. According to reports, Claudia had gone to a nightclub the night before and then returned home with the man. They both fell asleep late that night, but the next morning, when he tried to wake her, she was unresponsive. He immediately contacted authorities. Police found no signs of foul play, and toxicology tests revealed the presence of alcohol and other substances in her system. Authorities concluded there was no homicide. The case was declared closed. However, the internet never lets anything truly rest. Within hours, rumors exploded online. Many believe Claudia was murdered, that she was silenced, snuffed out by the world she was so often thought to be a part of. Some say she knew too much. Others believe she betrayed someone in power. And somehow, Drake's name got dragged into it. Yes, Drake, the international rapper. Fans discovered that Drake and Claudia followed each other on social media and even exchanged messages. Claudia reportedly posted screenshots of Drake's direct messages, in which the rapper complimented her, saying she looked like a movie character, was beautiful, and had an interesting story. He even wrote, "I need to learn Spanish," a classic line often used by Caucasians when trying to attract Latina women. Was any of this true? No evidence has ever been confirmed. But at that point, myth had overtaken reality. Even after her death, Claudia Ochoa Felix remains a viral mystery. A woman who lived and died between two worlds, luxury and danger. So, in the end, who was Claudia Ochoa Felix? Was she a narco influencer, or a deadly woman who was part of the cartel world? She was never tried, never convicted, and never had the chance to explain herself, because by the time Claudia died, the legend about her had already been formed, not in court documents, but in headlines, thousands of likes, and millions of rumors. And therein lies the darkest truth. Regardless of whether she was actually part of the cartel or not, Claudia played a role in romanticizing that world. Through her Instagram, cartel life looked glamorous. Through her style, crime seemed appealing. And the media? They ate it up. As Professor Nathan Jones once said, the media saw an opportunity to sell a story, because they know sex sells. They sold the image of Claudia Ochoa Felix as the queen of the cartel, even though the evidence never really existed. And in the end, her story became bigger than the truth itself. This story shows us how social media can create myths, the media can reinforce them, and we, the audience, can easily believe them as long as the story is compelling enough. So maybe the real danger isn't Claudia's pink AK-47, nor the rumors of her power. Maybe the real danger is how easily we all fall for illusions.
Thank you for watching until the end. If this story made you think, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe for more in-depth content about the criminal underworld, and leave a comment. This is the story of Claudia Ochoa Felix, the Kim Kardashian of the Sinaloa Cartel.